Hello everyone, welcome to IAS Darshana. I hope you all are doing very well. So without wasting any of our time, let's move to the topics of the day. Today's topic is Design Law Reforms to Advance Design in India, Design for the World Vision. The Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry has released a concept note proposing amendments to the Designs Act 2000 with the objective of modernizing India's design protection framework and aligning it with international best practices. The concept note also proposes India's accession to the Riyadh Design Law Treaty and the Hague Agreement concerning the international registration of industrial designs. In line with the Prime Minister's vision of design in India, Design for the World, the proposed amendments seek to ensure that India's design law remains relevant in an evolving landscape characterized by digital innovation, virtual products, and immersed consumer experiences. Key proposals outlined in the concept note include extending design protection to virtual designs by making material changes to the definition of article and design, introduction of full grace period of 12 months, introduction of the options for deferring publication of design for up to 30 months, introduction of timeline relief provision in alignment with Designs Law Treaty, statutory damages, revision to term of protection, introduction of multiple design fillings, option for division of applications, other miscellaneous changes aligning with DLT and Hague Agreement. The next topic for the day is rural inflation on a declining trend, further reducing rural stress. The Economic Survey 2025-26 tabled in the Parliament today by the Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, has observed that unlike previous 2023 and 24, rural inflation declined and remained lower than the urban inflation, further reducing rural stress throughout much of 2023-24. Rural inflation remained above urban inflation. This pattern reflected a difference in consumption weights across rural and urban baskets, particularly the larger share of food items in rural consumption, which rendered rural inflation more responsive to movements in food prices. During 2025, as food inflation eased, inflation declined across both sectors, with inflation in the rural sector going below that in the urban sector. During 2025-26, the state level incidence of inflation followed the national trend with an across the board reduction in inflation except in Kerala and Lakshadweep, where retail inflation breached the upper tolerance band of 6%. In rest of the states, average inflation remained within 2 to 6% tolerance band of the Reserve Bank of India below that. Deviations in state inflations are largely driven by local relative price movements rather than broad-based inflationary persistence. Based on the monthly statewide CPI inflation data from January 2014 to December 2025, the survey examined whether some states consistently recorded higher or lower inflation than the national average. Survey says inflation differentials across states were not purely transitory and deviations from the national average often extended beyond a single month. Far-end states in the south and northeast tended to have recorded inflation above the national average, with states such as Delhi and Himachal Pradesh, on the other hand, were typically below the national average. While national factors remain central in shaping inflation outcomes, state-level inflation dynamics display heterogeneity over time. An examination of inflation and wage rates at the state level over a decade indicates that the states with an average wage rate above the national wage tend to experience a relatively higher inflation. Survey notes that our further analysis demonstrated that the state level inflation rates show a significant positive association with wage rates, state level GDP growth rates, and COVID impact. However, the share of industrial output showed negative association with the state level inflation, reflecting the binning effect of supply side beneficiaries in manufacturing sector in damping price pressures. It further adds that GST imposition was found to be price neutral for state level inflation differential. So the next topic for the day is digital modernization of legal services. The government has launched the Notary Portal as a dedicated platform for providing online services for the works related to the Notaries Act 1952 and the Notaries Rules 1956. It is intended to provide an online interface between the notaries and the government for various services like submission of applications for appointment as notaries, verification of eligibility for appointment as notaries, issuance of digitally signed certificate of practice as a notary, renewal of certificate of practice, change of practice area, submission of annual return, etc. The notary portal provides a faceless, paperless, transparent and efficient system. Presently, only the module related to verification of documents and eligibility and issuance of digitally signed certificate of practice to the newly appointed notaries in life. Prior to launch of the notary portal, certificate of practice used to be issued physically to the notaries. As on 23 January 2026, more than 36,000 digitally signed certificates of practice have been issued to the newly appointed notaries for various states and union territories through the notary portal. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.